Welcome to the Mind, Heart, Gut podcast. I'm your host, Christian Borgia. Here we go beyond the surface and dive into what truly means to live well. This is a space for conversation on holistic health, mindset, emotional clarity, and conscious living, all through the lens of the body's three powerful intelligence centers: the mind, the heart, and the gut. Whether you're here to reset, reflect, or reimagine what wellness looks like in your life, I'm glad you're here. So let's dive in. So today we are talking about the lymphatic system and, how it applies to our body. It's actually a really, really important thing that when I talk to a lot of people, they don't know about it. They don't know its role. They didn't even know that they had a lymphatic system. They're like, I've heard of lymph nodes, but what's the lymphatic system? So I like to call the lymphatic system your sewage of the body. All right, it's the sewage pipes that helps detoxify the body. Now, I came across the lymphatic system on my health journey because I was dealing with a lot of issues, and all of the issues kind of led me to the lymphatic system. I was getting sick all the time. I was dealing with tons of congestion, just congestion every single day when I would wake up throughout the day. A lot of the times I thought it was allergies or different things. I was also dealing with inflammation, joint pain, skin problems. I was dealing with a lot of different things. And as I started to look inward at being able to correct these things and fix these issues that I was dealing with, as I researched and everything, I was led back to the lymphatic system. Now, through that, it was interesting because I realized a lot of the foods for me, it was a lot of the foods that I was eating or the times that I was having things were really what was affecting my lymphatic system the most. So there was some habit changes and different things that had to take place, but overall, being able to work through those habit changes and starting to see the results and starting to feel better and seeing things change really made it worth it. So, at first, I think it's important that you understand what the lymphatic system is. Right? I said earlier, it's like the sewage pipes for your body. All right, but what it does is it helps be able to take toxins. It removes toxins from the body and from the blood and helps get them out. And it's one of the major pipelines of being able to detox the body. All right, and it's going to directly support your immune function as well. So if we begin to see signs of a congested lymphatic system, all right, and now these signs, like I had mentioned earlier, different things that I was seeing, a lot of the times I just thought I was sick. I thought it was allergies, or I thought it was overtraining or burnout. But if you're dealing with congestion, if you're waking up in the morning and you're congested, you got a stuffy nose, you're coughing up phlegm, all of these different things, those are signs of your lymphatic system being overtoxified. All right. So number one, congestion. And a lot of people deal with that in the morning. I did for a very long time, and I still do from time to time, because I know if I have certain foods, I'm going to have certain effects on my body. My lymphatic system is going to have a lot of work to do to detox some of the crap I may have eaten, right? So it's important. Congestion, one of the main ones, all right? Skin issues. If you're dealing with acne and all of these, different skin issues, all right? The skin is one of the largest organs in the body, and anything that's going on the skin is a reflection of what's going on inside. And that's why none of these creams or different things that you're applying to the skin are really ever going to work. Again, they're just trying to sell you a product that you're going to think helps, but it's just really a Band-Aid. We have to look inward. We have to look at the lymphatic system, because now we're not detoxing properly. We're not moving our body enough and supporting the lymphatic system to detox that properly through things like sweat, through, mucus, getting that stuff out, the congestion out, and then going to the bathroom and different stuff. So it's important that you get movement and all of the other systems are working, because they're all connected into the lymphatic system as well. Like I said, it's the major sewage system of the body. So everything, all right, is connected to this system. And when this system is clogged, just like if your toilet is clogged, that's going to start going outward, all right? And it comes out in the skin. So if you're dealing with skin issues, all right, look at your lymphatic system. Also take a look at the gut. Important areas to look at and connect to the skin. All right, now the other thing is your body odor. All right, we have major lymph nodes in majority of the places that you might stink in. All right, your armpits, your groin area. These are major lymphatic areas. Your feet, okay? That odor is how toxified your lymphatic system is. Typically, you're gonna smell like what you eat. That's what's going on there. All right. I do eat a lot of chicken with garlic and onions, so a lot of times that's what I smell like. I apologize to people, especially when I'm working out, but that's what you're gonna smell like. Now, if you're putting on deodorants, all right, now we're applying something to the body, and the skin's going to absorb that. So if we're putting on toxic chemicals, right, to the body, the skin is going to absorb that. And now we're clogging those areas of the body. And especially if you don't want to sweat, you are stopping a major part of the detoxification of your lymphatic system. So it's important to sweat. Very important to sweat. So the other things are joint pain, all right, and inflammation in the body. Now, if you're dealing with knee pain, even shoulder, elbow pain, pain within joints, a lot of times it can be tied into the lymphatic system because we have major nodes, lymphatic nodes within all of our joints, primarily throughout the body. And so toxins can build up within these nodes, and that can create inflammation surrounding these areas. And then inflammation is going to press down on the nerves and different pathways throughout the body, connected to the different muscles in our body, which is going to give us some pain. We're going to feel that pressure pushing down on those nerves. So that's why, the lymphatic system is truly so important to be able to support your body. So, those are some of the main signs, all right? Your congestion, your skin, your body odor, your inflammation, your joint pain. All right, now this can also greatly affect your energy because let's be honest, if you're dealing with any of those symptoms, then you're not feeling very well, right? Congestion is going to block your ability to be able to support your cardiovascular system, which is one of the major pumps to build energy. It's going to start feeling fatigue, which is going to release the ability for the body to move as well as the mind to work properly. It's going to start bringing in some mental fog, all of these different things, right? We may feel depressed because we're dealing with skin issues, insecure, all these different things. So again, looking inward and focusing in on the systems of the body and how to properly, take care of them. It's all about a balance. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I like to indulge in different things, right? I like some burgers. I do like cheese. I do like ice cream. I do like drinking, a really nice beer once in a while. So these things I know are all going to affect my lymphatic system. It's going to negatively, all right? My body's going to have to work harder to detox these things out. So I know the next day, what's really important is to put things into my body that are going to support that detox. Right now, this goes into the nourishment side of things. Now, when we're eating tons of processed foods, all right, those are all going to make the lymphatic system work harder. All right. So anything that's processed, you're eating fast food, primarily if you're eating out, everything's going to be cooked. And majority of the time, it's going to be cooked in seed oils, cause inflammation. They disrupt the lymphatic system. Dairy. Dairy is a big one. I said, I know if I have cheese or ice cream, I'm going to feel it the next day. Now, it's a compound of dairy and sugar. So that's like a double whammy. But boy, like I said, I'm being honest. I like cheese. I like dairy. I keep it to a minimum because I know how it's going to affect my body. I know what's going to have to be taking place within the body, the amount of energy, the overwork, and everything that's going to take to detox that out. So it's important to, if you are going to indulge, right, periodically, it's important to make sure that you're supporting the body during it or the next day to help support detox, support hydrating the body, support flushing it out, and doing all those things. So those are things to think about. Now, what are some of the foods and some of the ways to be able to support the body? So the first thing is focusing in on properly hydrating the body, but also, all right, bringing in foods that they're going to help support the lymphatic system. Now, these are going to be foods like fruits, your super juicy fruits like your watermelons, your berries, pineapple, any type of melons, peaches, plums, kiwis, all of these grapes, amazing for supporting the lymphatic system. We also have our greens as well. So something like dandelion is going to be amazing for supporting the lymphatic system. You can get it. That's my favorite go-to. You can get it in just the leaf form, and you can juice it, or you can put it in a salad, or you can also get it in a tea. Now I know dandelion is kind of hard to find, so the easiest way to find it is typically in a tea. That's how you're going to find it. So take a look at that. But yeah, having lots of fruits, right? So if you're going to eat something, that's not so good the night before, or you're going to drink, make sure you're having some fruits in the morning. That's going to help support the lymphatic system, hydrate the body, as well as, flush out toxins for you. And again, it's just about having that balance when it comes down to it. All right. Now, as this is my own experience, with my lymphatic system and understanding the ways to support the lymphatic system through food, it's also important to know that movement plays 50% in the detoxification of your lymphatic system, right? Now, our lymphatic system doesn't have a pump like the blood system has, right? Our heart pumps our blood, but the lymphatic system does not have a pump. The lymphatic system has to be manually pumped. That means that you have to move your body to get your lymphatic system going, right? I told you earlier that the lymphatic system detoxes through things like sweat. So if we get our body moving to a rate, perceived exertion, to get the body to sweat, now we are pumping that lymphatic system. So getting your body moving is how we start to get the lymphatic system moving. So you can go for a walk, or you can do something like rebounding. You can even do, gentle movements. It doesn't have to be anything strenuous, but the more you can do it, the more you're going to help your body detox. Typically, if you're able to do anything for 15 minutes to 45 minutes is a sweet spot. Again, you don't have to go crazy with it, but these things are going to go ahead and support the detoxification of your body, which in turn is going to support your energy. It's going to support your skin. It's going to support your mental clarity. It's going to support so many aspects of your body. And it's also, most importantly, going to bring you to be present in your day. All right. So many benefits of getting in movement, right? And especially first thing in the morning, because when we're able to take care of our body and support our body, then we're going to support ourselves throughout the rest of the day. All right. Now, there is lots of science that supports all of this stuff. As I mentioned, everything that I talk about and speak to is all from my own experience. Yes, I've gotten through the certifications and everything, but not everything really touches on these things. However, I do like to add in some of the research and different studies that confirm and support what we're talking about. So the first one is from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism. All right, this study, they have put out a study that highlights how antioxidant-rich foods and hydrating fruit support lymphatic health and detoxification. So you can go check out the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism to start tying in some of their studies on how proper foods help support the lymphatic system. All right, next is the Journal of Applied Physiology. All right, they had a study that demonstrated that activities like rebounding can enhance lymphatic circulation and reduce inflammation. All right, so go check that one out for some movement and rebounding. Now, if you guys are on Instagram or TikTok, be sure to go check that out. I've got so many movements up there that are directly for the lymphatic system. Simple movements where you can start to build a routine of the movements that you really enjoy doing that are going to directly support the lymphatic system. And I always suggest doing these ones in the morning, first thing when you wake up, build up the energy, get the detoxification process going. and set yourself up for a awesome feeling day. All right, now another one I have here is for mindfulness. All right, now the Journal of Behavioral Medicine, they did a study showing how mindfulness practices like yoga and gentle movements, focusing in on the lymphatic system, can reduce stress and support a healthier lymphatic function. So, all right, go check out some of those research studies. I'll have them listed down in the description below. And again, if you guys are on TikTok or Instagram, go check me out there at the Intuitive Health Coach. And just a couple last things. All right. Again, focus in on having an awareness for your lymphatic system daily. In fact, I encourage you to take 7 days and really think about these things. All right. Focusing in on what you're eating. All right. And how that affects the body. Are you finding any congestion? Are you dealing with congestion? How is your skin? Focus in on daily movement. Like I said, if you can shoot for 15 to 45 minutes in the morning, that's awesome. If you can only do 5 to 10, then hey, that's better than nothing. All right. And focus in on the food that you're eating. See how, again, your skin, your energy, your mental clarity, inflammation, any joint pain you may be feeling, see how that feels with bringing more focus, awareness, and support to lymphatic system in a week. Now, if you're looking for a personalized one-on-one coaching program to specifically suit your needs, then reach out to me. You guys can see the other links down below. Go to my Instagram or go to my website and you can apply for a consultation and we can talk about one-on-one coaching for you. And of course, we're going to focus on the lymphatic system, make sure that that's operating well as full nourishment for whatever goals you have, as applying movement to properly support your functionality and your lifestyle, and then the mindfulness as well. We tie it all together. All right. Other than that, again, I appreciate you so much. If you found value here, as always, appreciate if you could like, subscribe, and share this with anyone else that you feel could benefit from this information. Otherwise, go support your lymphatic system. Much love. Bye.